Committee on Open Government, and they're going to be at Utica College coming up on October 19th at 6 p.m. doing a whole session and seminar on your right to know public information, the FOIL process. Bob, thanks for coming on. Good morning.
My pleasure. How are you?
Good. This is it's so funny that you're coming on today and we're doing this now, especially after the clip that we heard of Chris Cuomo the other day talking about the WikiLeaks. I don't know if you heard his quote, but basically said that, remember, these WikiLeaks are stolen material. It is illegal for you, the public, to have them in your possession, these Hillary Clinton emails or Podesta emails. It's illegal for you, the public. Now, we're the media, so we get that. We're able to get them, unlike you, the general public. How do you feel about that?
Well, this is pretty simple. You, members of the news media, lawyers, nobody has greater rights than John or Jane Q. Public under the New York Freedom of Information Law.
Yeah.
In fact, one of the first decisions rendered under the law, going back to 1976, indicated very simply that if a record is accessible to one, it's accessible to any person without regard to a person's status or interest. So the law is not for the news media, it's for everybody. And in fact, in New York, the great majority of requests are made by average people.
Hard to believe you'd hear that statement made on CNN, but that's where it came from. So I know that for us, just recently, we broke a story and really dug into a story that's kind of been lingering out there about the distribution in Herkimer County, the distribution of sales tax revenues. And I got to tell you, and I've not been able to completely prove this, but I'm pretty darn sure I'm correct. It was a guy down there by the last name of Streeter that used the FOIL process and dug into the numbers and kept digging in and being that thorn in the side, which really is okay, I believe. And he's the one, but I guess you'd call him the whistleblower on this story. And without the FOIL process from a citizen, it never probably would have come to light.
That's probably true, but what I'd like to talk about just a little bit is real life. And in real life, everybody every once in a while has their real property taxes raised. They may have an issue with their kids. Is the teacher really certified to teach English instead of Spanish? These are the kinds of issues that arise daily, and the Freedom of Information Law enables average people to gain access to information that will enable them to know the truth. They'll enable the public to know whether you're being treated fairly by the government in terms of your property taxes.
How do you know what you can get and what you can't get?
Well, the law is based primarily on common sense. What it really says is that everything is available except to the extent that disclosure would hurt either somebody in terms of an invasion of privacy, the government in terms of its ability to do its job well on behalf of the public, or sometimes a private company in relation to its competition. So the law doesn't tell us what is available. Instead, it says all government records are available except those records that fall within a series of exceptions. And again, the exceptions by and large are based upon the effects of disclosure.
But it can't hurt to ask, right? I mean, if you foiled something, you might as well ask for it.
It never hurts to ask, and my belief is that in general, the law works best as the unit of government gets smaller. It's really hard to get records from the federal government under the Federal Freedom of Information Act in Washington. That's different from our New York law. It may be a little bit difficult to get records from a state agency in Albany, but if you live in New Hartford or the city of Utica or any small municipality, often you can just walk in, ask the clerk for such and such, and the clerk might say, sure, it's over there. The law works better as, again, the unit of government gets smaller. There's direct accountability.
Sometimes you got to have thick skin. You got to be willing to, maybe feel that you haven't made everybody happy when you're making these requests. But, hey, it is your right. And, okay, quickly, on the 19th, which is tomorrow night, 6 o'clock over at Utica College. You're going to be there to tell everybody about it, inform them. And Bob Freeman, we really appreciate your coming on the air this morning.
Thank you. The program is open to the world, and I will stay until there are no more questions.
Good stuff. Bob, thanks so much.
Thank you so much.